I'm mentioning charity for. I'm saying for quite some time now, so I would see Abontia. The wailings are Ghana for go through complaints in the kind of economic atmosphere you live under for quite some time now. It's quite obvious, and it's obvious there is a broken trust in the political establishment. Ghana for nearby the amount for Abomabu economically near Menkoye, and on various social media platforms and the people have been advocating the president and Kasancha Ghana for. So we gave him an opportunity, say at least the away Ghana for Mekasana sabi on cancer papa Ghana niya kumatonium. Unfortunately, he seized the opportunity and he messed it up. Oh yes, because in some no kind were uninspiring, and the solution in near man for a he never provided any. The usual political message nana all your campaign nana all can you be cut import your friends a debt portfolio you be lessen by 2028. We are facing your friends a serious economic predicament at this time.
That portfolio no the better because you become proper.
Sure.
Because you see no you require first to stabilize the economy, but project here myself by 2028.
Exactly.
And I capable form by 55%. You know the better proper
and lecturer said the guy has lost touch with reality. Yeah. Because you see Ghana is teetering on the brink of a possible crash. Yeah. And that threat, threatening your political stability and your democracy. So as president, you act swiftly to amend your friend said that particular broken trust by communicating. But when of us are all Kasara Ojina Honokrano, clearly he was so rigid, looking our Mobia who said all kind baby from baby as I crack it all kind poem. Do our day I say, Nenida a crowd all kind poem. Nenida so you he was fixed. Ne eye on it and already go but you see people were expecting him at least nko can assembia a bit to me turning the situation around. For instance, so where Adeba drive everything in this particular town is about your friends at the city no from Kwame Nkrumah pension amount for tena kwan ho yes abochi dollar we amount for sesano. And no, it's not the main driver. So as a government, you come out with the strangest measures. Makacha said, this your forest regime we are it requires a radical revolution. Because there are a lot of people in Ghana, they don't need dollars, but they have it. If you go to countries like South Africa, now the dollar koha, the best because dollar no nyadia, you're prioritizing in such a way, say, local currency no put premium on it. Your first dollar never relevant only if you are traveling outside the country. So in the face of the challenges that you face, we are buying us up as I solve the challenge. What you do is you make it dollar no handling of dollar in the pocket of an individual will be unattractive. And how do you do that? You do that in such a way, say you to me various regulations about say Ghana ha never na yesha pricing in dollars. There are hotels in this particular country, Ghana, Omunji cities, they price in dollars. So Black Stars Echo Match, and I say we pay them in dollars. And there are several things we do in dollars. So I'm making it possible for a lot of people who don't need dollars and pocket it. So as I buy initiative that dollar will return to the bank, and it takes one step per and I buy making sure say ukra cedi, ukra dollar. Now on nam kroma won't mean find so you have no other option than to give it up. And Bank of Ghana and then your friend say other forest regulations and so you can incorporate the forest even into the bank. Sabaya Ghana near obenya access to dollar no will only be when the person is traveling outside this particular country. So won't to kind outside the country. No can of some other countries like US and other places. Obenya access to foreign currency, who do airport, you show proof of travel, so who to kind that is answer away to me. But people who are living in Ghana, they are holding on to dollars. It's the same politician, amount for ya pack dollars in a boom them, and as a cost they are making money. So clearly said Nana Akufo-Addo on that particular CD dollar depreciation as a he never helped in his conversation, and he never proposed any measure because after the forest individuals now one abochi for what kind of that. It is a Ghana for expectation of TV is not a cancer. Now it's just a rehash of those old your friends' statement making and in the face of that echo. And again, I say speculation in as a forum echo. So WhatsApp messages are and another number. You see, these things are just clearly just he doesn't know what he's about. Because speculating on those things everywhere, it happens. And you can't control. You see, there are certain things that are outside the grips of government that you can't do it. But if you're able to build a resilient, your friends are fundamentals, the speculations, whatever going on, no, may not negatively influence the depreciation of the city to that particular extent. The city is depreciating because the fundamentals are weak. There is absolutely nothing in this particular place. And we are talking about, your friend is saying, production and as for he's telling us yeah be lesson product your friend is importation and as for you see some of these things are medium term long term because me say Ghana is teetering on the brink of a possible crash. We need immediate solution. Immediate solution is yes how be lesson importation because lesson importation production must precede restriction on importation because planting for food and jobs, yam plantation, nothing has come on stream. So if you put restriction on rice today, it means that there's going to be a shortage and prices will go up. With common sense, you don't need to go to School of Economics to appreciate this. What I say? Yeah. Because production must precede. Yet here you need to but currency depreciation, you can't say me. Say your money, you take production serious. Go to China. If you go to China, one of their in their economic toolbox. How they are able to engineer their way, one of the key tools was our box room, currency depreciation. Do you know why? Because China is a country much involved in your friends production at a large scale. So depreciate currency in such a way so China and that's auto iPhone. Because of your depreciating currency, it's so expensive so you can't buy iPhone. So you are forced to buy Huawei, a Chinese based your first a company, and that particular thing will give them money. What I say? So, Sankaya, near my na production and as a for a course, and currency depreciating, because a bit me boost local production. A month for a motor iPhone and won't be into iPhone. What it means is Ghana your phone, you are forced to buy Ghana phone. Rice, a cost. And $dollar now you are forced to buy Ghana rice. But there is no Ghana rice, there is no Ghana pampers, there is nothing. Everything you import. So you see, that's what I'm telling you is that governance what we've got into we need innovative minds. Yes, retired brains, as I just say, you hear this particular brains at this time. Baby, governance has become a serious business. Yeah. And we need innovative mind, people who can just think about the alternative. Near flipper way am Ghana for what because baby agents is here. And Ghana for expect to say buying these certain measures we go crime and certain drastic measures. For instance, look at the size of government. Akufo-Addo wanted to inspire Ghanaians. You have ballooned the size of government and these individuals are draining the coffers of this particular country. We are in an emergency, economic emergency. As president, you are coming to address your people. You look them in the eyes and tell them, say, the size of my government has been so, your friends say, large to the stand, say, at this time, to share the pain, I am going to drastically cut down the size of my government by 50%. So 120, you cut it down to about 60, even 30. That particular commitment alone, you win the love of everybody across board. But he doesn't care much. He's talking about salary now funny part baby now also. And then those ad hoc operations now like your friend is saying, call the Jubilee House, boys Facebook we pay them staffers. Go and look at the number, the last report I buy, and then the budget allocation to the Flagstaff House over 3 billion last way I call it, and then I buy the Yafa home. The country is sinking as we speak. Senka buying it to me making that particular commitment or cutting down the size of his government by and can nobody me boy am I revenue because winning baby. Let me tell you an interesting statistics. Say World Bank a project say by the end of 2022 December, Ghana your debt to your GDP every year 104.1%, which is more than 100%. Yeah. In the history of this particular country, been seen that. Because look at the dollar rate, that is where we are heading to. And listen to another interesting thing. 2022 year that way, taxes are yajijin for the first 6 months. A year tax revenue, which is half of 2022, Sika yajijin okroma 30 billion in tax revenue. Sika yade service debt in the same period 6 months, a year 26.1 billion Ghana cedis. Ebeka saying around 4 billion, which is around 87% of the entire tax revenue in the year. Taxes, you can say, Sika editia, emolument and compensation stipends the same period no 17 billion, which means salaries and sika yajeji no krom in the first 6 months as taxes couldn't pay 100,000 people, are more than less than 100,000 people mo ya ban ma adwuma or mo ya adwuma ma ban. So if ana yenam, that is the state of this particular country. Sika no nyina sika ese ye de ko your friends DC your friends common fund. Sika no then case ye market for that somewhere around 10 billion and koye.
And no many Amanfi Central MP.
Yes.
And a year per muka.
Yes.
Last year, so Caribbean came.
Yes.
This year they are share. One city could
and you see, other state corporations are sinking in a pool of debt. The last time when I came here, I told you, say, Cocoa Board, a car factory, because they are sitting on a huge debt around 16 billion Ghana cedis. So what to say is ECG, at the IPP scar over about 12 billion.
Yeah.
And a car at the hono, then government at the contractors, and your friend says suppliers car around by 100 million. Then and what your friend is saying, Esla PLC, the Kobobusian, a cadaso, your friend is saying, Get Fund, a cadaso, and to what be no president the case, answer of a Saki Kenuforatano. I just say or negotiate IMF deal. It just say Akufo-Addo is never a serious person. Do you know why? Because with him. IMF deal, there is no assurance IMF deal is going to go through. Because the last statement, the IMF, I read it from, you can check from their website. You see the negotiation with Ghana is going well. But answer a deal may go through, as soon as feasible. They never use as soon as possible. As soon as feasible. People should go to IMF, your friends' website and go and read. Deal, or click or come on stream as soon as feasible. What it means IMF is never a charity organization. Before they give out their money, they have to do that debt sustainability analysis and ensure or risk and high so because Makacha said Argentina has been chasing them for several years. Omonsan can deal. Zambia has been chasing them for more than 5 good years. So the president looking at the fundamentals of our country and in the sense that every day we are seeing no conform and World Bank has projected by the end of this particular year, near debt to GDP about cross 100%. Oh, IMF no the negotiations, the actual things that the negotiations are not going well. And this born from the fact that the fundamentals are weak. So if the president tells you, Kenofo-Addo should hang on until we are. It means that he's not serious. He's never ready to fix a problem. He's sitting on something, and the president doesn't want him to go. And I'm telling you, Parliament, I'm so much disappointed in Parliament as an institution because I want to drive here to where we are. Because when Akufo-Addo started showing the red signs, say he doesn't have what it takes to be president, I think he take a bold step and impeach him from the beginning. Because you see, presidents elsewhere have resigned for far lesser reasons. I keep telling people this. Quite recently in the UK, when they see a party called Redeem Mini Budget, then the Prime Minister went away. Theresa May, before her, the person that came resigned. They all resigned and went. You see, presidents have resigned for far lesser reasons. Even in the almighty America, I told you, there was a president, your friend said Nixon, or in a Watergate scandal. Now our president and the vice president, at some point in the we now resign to Kofi. Because the vice president, your friend is Pio Agni. Now your friend is a senator for Maryland. All the vice president, I'm for call investigation, who said Nebraska or committee a lot of tax atrocities in that for issue no buy and I say, oh my people, I'm sorry, I resign. The whole vice president of the United States of America resigned and he went home. Less than 1 year. President na nkasa Watergate scandal by a man resign here. Emma your friend Gerald Ford obey American president. He never contested ne life room no. Wanyana just obey the president that, but the president, the vice president in the history of America. And for him they resign because Omufri said the source of power, political power, the kind of trust and confidence the citizen repose in you as an individual. Whenever that trust and confidence in a couple, you are only hanging on. And that is what we have. Akufo-Addo, the trust between him and the people is gone. His reputation is damaged. He has nothing. He has no reason playing president at this point in time. The only option he has to resign and go in shame. Because where he has driven this particular country, we are under the bus and we are foolishly trekking into the ditch. And he must seize the occasion and resign and go in peace. Because he doesn't have what it takes. The magic wand, he doesn't have it. This is a guy, through his presentation, you could see clearly say he doesn't have a clue about what is going on. Because he also made another interesting way, say, Ghana now will be going to other places and sure, say, oil, we'll be buying from cheaper sources. Cheaper sources, because and the oil countries, oil, form one unit, which is OPEC.
Yeah.
And they determine the prices. So cheap source burn now for free.
And now you were told has a refinery, you crude. And you have any aquapatches will be my cheaper a
you two oil will chrome has say. Into the end over export on export. Make sure that Tor has come on stream. The able you see a local consumption, young farmer Tor no more refinery where you see there, and you don't need dollar to do anything. What I say, and again, more as this is a frabant, dollar rate, I didn't think about serious because it's something that virtually affects everybody. Because I was told say quite recently, the weekend way, drive an inmate nipa because of 2 cities.
2 cities.
Because of this whole price, price fluctuation in your friends way. What's the president that kasa home? What is our treaty or home?
And I saw a big crowd light post.
That's what I'm telling you. The guy is not he's not a president because when he took the address, these are some of the issues you highlight so that people will have hope. Say, Papa, you are doing nipa. This is an insensitive guy who has nothing. Like he doesn't know anything about governance. He should resign and go. And unfortunately for him, he has surrounded around himself cabal, cronies, family, friends, and then as a forum, and nobody is bold enough to look him in the face and say, hey, Olumai, baby, I do the name and I did try to pack an up because again, a boy mine. I said copper wire, a jar from a ye a clicky and click. A copper wire, a jar from Okasi. Nothing seemed to be working. And consistently, Akufo-Addo is embarrassing himself. So somebody should tell him that the embarrassment is enough. Amamo no obuno, as I buy our banner. Okobo bosom be busian and the real fin one to ya and a bosom decided to be good and nimase. Oh, yes, that is what is happening because every day one embarrassment to another, one embarrassment to another. Obi our MP not in Jam Ferre. Even to the extent that you are own MP for the first time in the history of this particular country. Massive say President Obiadri Saki Kondo for Rata. MPP people on the ground are willing. There is mass economic hysteria across the country. Your friends are trepidation that Ghanaians are going through, and your address must reflect the feelings of your people. That is what makes you a leader. Once you lose touch with that, but those solutions as for now, just long term.
Yes. So point by point.
No problem.
Anthony Maminya also was submission on the whole presentation.
You see,